Vandals attacking ULEZ cameras have reportedly racked up a repair bill of £10 million. Attacks on the cameras have become so frequent that the Transport for London have apparently hired security guards to protect the engineers that install and repair them. In the past 6 months, the Metropolitan Police recorded 220 cameras stolen and 767 cameras damaged. They're believed to be worth £10,000 each, so if they all need to be replaced, the bill would be near £10 million. Transport for London won't reveal exactly how much the technology costs, claiming the figure is commercially sensitive and could encourage attacks. TfL denied the losses would be recouped by raising the £12.50 a day ULEZ charge, but with an estimated £26 million made in the first month of the expanded zone, perhaps they have enough spare change. They most certainly do. This is actually loose change for them, just £10 million. In the first year of the ULEZ expansion, they're estimated to make about £200 million. So who knew that saving the planet could be so profitable? You know, I wish we all had that entrepreneurial climate-changing spirit. If I could come up with some way to save the planet, I may too be a billionaire.
I thought it was very interesting, actually. I was reading an article the other day about, if you're talking about air quality and how one of the things that we're not looking at is particulates off tyres. And because electric vehicles are so much heavier, it's actually contributing in a much worse way in terms of particulates off tyres.
Really?
And they're damaging the roads more as well.
And they're damaging the roads more. And of course, as we know, you know, they're causing real problems in things like multi-storey car parks because they're so much heavier. Plus, of course, we've got the problems with, as I've said before, the batteries, the rare metals that are involved in them, how you have to change them,
how they pollute water sources.
And we're still using, and of course, to actually charge them, you have to use electricity, the vast majority of it
and mining lithium as well.
So I mean, there is an element where you go, so is the ULEZ about air, or is it about the fact that nobody's got any money and they need some money?
There's a lot of old hogwash going on in this argument, that's for sure. The ULEZ thing is, do you know what I don't get is the amount of money that's made, and these cameras, but the 10 million quid. Do you remember when, like, to buy a camcorder used to cost about £3,000, and now they almost give them away with a litre of petrol? You know, they're that cheap. So what is this technical stuff that makes them so expensive? £10 million. It's not the crown jewels, for God's sake. It's a bunch of cameras. I'm sure they cost a few quid, but the technology is in the software, really. Nonetheless, OK, people have got the hump about it. Nobody should be carrying out acts of criminal damage because it is such a confused, anti-intellectual, ridiculous, counterproductive, utterly futile policy from Sadiq. I mean, just take a step back, Mr. Khan, and think about it. I'm going to film your number plate if you come in with the wrong chassis or the wrong engine. I mean, what sort of 1984 Orwellian act of utter dodge pottery is this going on from the mayor's office? I mean, we forget that side of it. It's an absolute horror story. It's really creepy.
Yeah, look,
it's really creepy.
It's to save...
You ride a bike and you don't give a hoot change.
It's for the air quality, apparently. 10 million. Initially, when I heard this stat, I thought, well, eventually it's going to cost so much money, you'll have to just scrap it because we'll keep on paying. But as you say, if they're making 200 million a year, then it is loose change for them. But this is going to cost Khan eventually. People are going to vote against him. And although, yes, it's criminal and we can't condone people going around destroying cameras, a lot of people are going to have support for this, for these vigilantes, because no one really agrees with this scheme. So the vigilantes and the vandals, they're kind of like Robin Hood for a lot of people. But
isn't this, it sort of comes back to Just Stop Oil, isn't it? When we've said in the past, thing about Just Stop Oil, you know, take people with you. If you care about the environment, take people with you. Make sure that actually everybody's on the same page. And that's what Khan had to do. Sadiq Khan had to take people with them.
He lied, though. He lied. He lied. He lied. He said, actually, pay me £12.50 a day and somehow that will save the planet. That is a complete lie because there is no alternative, right? Like we were talking about electric vehicles and actually how they... I suspect the actual carbon footprint of producing electric vehicles is probably greater than fossil fuels, well, traditional cars. At the moment, seriously. What alternative is there? OK, you're going to spend that money on buses, but actually infrastructure on the outskirts of London where the ULEZ expansion now hits is very poor. If you move out of Zone 2, for instance, bus transportation is not very good.
But it's not just that, is it? Quite a lot of these people, I mean, the reason why people get so angry, sorry, you're trying to hurry me along, but the point is that it's people who are trying to make a living with vans, which to upgrade their vans, it's going to cost so much money.
There is that, yeah. And just a very final point is that the hypocrisy of this is so blatant, I can't even believe even he's got away with it, because you can pollute. You can pollute the pants
just
off
pay
the
him.
entire population
£12.50.
as long as you pay for it.
And that's